Express halftime report from Studio J. Ernie Johnson. Shaq's here. Kenny and Charles. What did you say to Charles?
Not a shooter. Like, oh, look at the rotation.
He can still appreciate.
No, you should look at the rebound. Be like, oh, he grabbed it with two hands. Don't scream about shooting.
Thank you, Kenny.
You can't be impressed with shooting?
Listen,
No,
Ernie,
not him.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kenny.
And we all have categories up
That's right. Know your role.
Know your role.
Power forwards, I don't say nothing about them.
Right.
Center guys, you don't.
Hey,
say
last
nothing
the
about
other night, what game? What was the matchup we were looking for the other night?
Oh yeah, who was it?
Capella.
Oh yeah, Capella and who else?
Gobert.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert. I remember that.
So we all know our roles, and mine is to
Kenny.
say, let's take a look at the American Express teammates.
Do I have your permission to talk about a guard?
Yes, you do.
But after we talk about the American Express teammates. Paul George. All eyes on Paul George. Said there's no pain in the right shoulder. See if he could bounce back from game one when he went 8 for 24 and 4 for 15. He's 7 out of 12 from the floor for his 16 points. Steven Adams, 4 out of 5 for his 9. So let's talk about Paul George and what you've seen from him tonight.
I've played with and against a lot of scorers that can shoot. And one thing they all have in common, when their shot is not falling, they go to the hole, get fouled, come to the free throw line, and get their rhythm. He's not settling for the three tonight. He's putting his head down. I don't know if his shoulder's bothering, but he's making a conscious effort to put his head down, get to the lane, get bumped, cause contact, get people in foul trouble, and he's having a great half. He's not settling right here without the ball, moving without the ball, going to the hole. And that's what scorers who can shoot, this is what they do to get back in rhythm.
Well, either that or maybe he watched the show. I mean, we were complaining about all these dummies who just keep shooting threes, or even when they're not going in. Put your head down and take the ball to the basket. You don't have to keep shooting threes.
Charles taking credit for the first half performance of Paul George.
I'm not taking credit. We all said the same thing. We all said it. It wasn't one. It was all three. I'm just sitting there like.
Well, we all take credit.
Yeah, like some of these dummies just keep jacking up in three-point land.
You know what, Ernie? It's funny because I was going to go with the highlight. I don't have any pictures for this, but I'm just going to make a commentary.
But keep watching, folks.
I'm going to have a commentary. I would say that NBA players are the most insecure people in the world.
I would not agree with that.
Very insecure.
No, I would not agree with
Issa Rae would be proud. She's the one who had that show, Insecure.
No, he's right.
No, because
I would not.
Because
agree with
listen,
that.
what I'm saying. Because when guys aren't playing well, then they have a million things. Oh, you know what? My socks wasn't all right. The wind was blowing. My shoulder was. Kyle Lowry the earlier. Then when they play well, it's because they've gotten something in order. No, they just had a bad game. And the acceptance of it, they don't want to take. So instead of saying, the defense did a great job, they locked me down today, I got to change up and do something different, they don't want to ever give the defense the insecurity of that.
I see what you're saying.
Without question.
But TV people are the most insecure people
I
in
would
the
agree
world.
with that too.
That's the most insecure people in the world.
Well, you should be insecure. Like when you started your career in black and white, your forehead didn't look that big. But now in 4K, that thing looked like a globe.
But now, see, you can become comfortable with that. I'm not self-conscious about the 8 head at all.
There you go.
We could put advertising up there if we wanted to.
Oh no, he's been unblemished since. I mean,
unsullied.
Alex, put some advertising up.
Thank you, Alex. Get on that.
Get on that.
No,
This space for rent.
I think Kenny's got a great point because everybody's tired and sore at this time of the year. But the beauty of the playoffs, you don't play back-to-backs. We've been playing basketball since October. Everybody's got nicks and bruises. You only had like 3 or 4 days. Everybody's a little sore. But you got to suck it up. You don't play back-to-back games. You get as much treatment as possible. Because this is it, man. This is what you play your whole life for.
And the reason why you have to suck it up because nobody cares. The opponent don't care. We don't care. If you step on that court, you fair game.
Remember, I forget his name, the great golfer Jason.
Jason Statham?
No. That's the actor, fool.
Oh, my bad.
Jason Day. Jason. No, Jason.
He's still playing.
No. But when he says, yeah, I was moping around last week. I couldn't play after. He says, my wife says, suck it up.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do. Suck it up. Shout out to Jason Day.
So he's just one.
Ernie, have you ever heard this song, Ernie?
No, I mean, this is my man. He thinks Jason Statham play golf.
Let's see what he's doing here.
Have you ever heard this song?
What?
You'll never find, bum, 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 a hairline like mine. You never heard that song?
Yeah, I have heard that song. It was Lou Rawls, as a matter of fact.
No.
Oh, there it is.
Mike Epps.
It was.
No, it's Mike Epps.
Mike Epps ain't no
You'll
singer.
never find, bum, 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 a hairline like mine.
I thought you
Yes,
never
Brian
find.
Original is Lou Rawls.
Yes,
Lou Rawls had
Man,
that.
why you sweating like that tonight?
I don't know.
It is hot in here. You only got no AC in this? He's giving the Jets some
I don't. What is wrong? There's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
mine.
it is.
Hey, Jason, you just you got to stop watching black and white TV. You better get you a high def TV.
There it is. Mountain Dew.
Get him some chapstick. I'm going to get him some chapstick. Man up.
That's not chapstick.
Welcome to the American Express Halftime Report. American Express, the official card of the NBA.
We're down 19 to the Spurs in the second quarter, cut it to 6. They were down 19 in the third, and they cut it to 5. And then in the fourth quarter, Jamal Murray, who was 0 for 8 in the first 3 quarters, hit his first 8 shots, went 8 for 9 in the fourth quarter.
That's because he
Tell you
stayed
what,
aggressive.
but you can just look at this. This game was so much faster in the second half. They scored 26 and 39 in the second half.
Those young hearts started running
They
free.
did. You can't let Denver run at home.
Hey, he had
No
20,
candy Staten for y'all.
he had 20 points in the first 7 quarters of this series. He had 21 in the fourth quarter tonight. And Denver, I mean, they're looking their season square in the eye, trailing San Antonio when they come back to win 114 to 105. That series
for those
tied
young
up.
guys.
Oh, Ernie.
Why are we showing that?
Nice, Ernie.
Or Alex is just ain't got
You
nothing.
look fly, brother.
You look really good,
You look
Ernie.
fly,
Why are we
brother.
showing
Man.
that?
They're like 3 years.
Man, you're
I
spitting.
tell you what, boy.
Head full of hair.
It looked like a
I like that. That's a great
before.
before and after shot.
You like those glasses, though.
Ernie, that was
Ernie,
nice
you look,
right
you look
there.
fly, Ernie.
What were you doing? That was a school trip or something?
Had a sort of a difficult relationship with all the media. You'd think, he's been here. This is 11th year. I've been at the Oklahoman for 28 years, so we've both been around a long time. We might as well get along on some sort of a civil basis. So, but I think we're past that point. I think Westbrook enjoys his role with the media. I think he thinks it fuels him. I think he thinks it's sort of a badge of honor with the way he conducts himself. And heck, for all I know, he's right. For all I know, it does motivate him to play better. Who am I to say? I mean, he's a wonderful player. He does amazing things. I want to call him about 5 or 6 years ago when he was getting a lot of, he took a lot of heat across the country and in Oklahoma saying, he's not a real point guard. He shoots too much, all that thing. I wrote a column that said, if I was Sam Presti, I'd have an organizational meeting, and I would say, if anybody wants to try to change Russell Westbrook, you're going to be fired on the spot. Well, turns out that's come back to bite me because now we'd like Russell to change a little bit because, so to me, it's more of an entertaining diversion than anything.
Well, Barry, as for this series, Thunder shot under 40% on Sunday, 5 of 33 from 3. Paul George in particular really struggled from the field. How much is that shoulder injury hampering him right now?
I think he's hurt pretty bad. Now, I can't get anybody in Thunderland to say that, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's going to have some procedure or something when the season's over. Basically since the All-Star break, he's not been the same player. Maybe been the same player, not the same shooter. His shooting's gone way down. He was up in the 40s on three-point shooting. He's been far below that since the All-Star break. It's made a huge difference in the Thunder offense. This is a team that doesn't have much shooting. George is the prime guy that supplies that, and when he doesn't make the long ball, the Thunder's in trouble. And that coincides with their slump. They've really curtailed since the All-Star break, and that's the prime reason is Paul George's shooting.
Barry Trammell covers the Oklahoma City Thunder for the Oklahoman. Keep asking their questions, Barry. We'll be watching.
All right, thanks, Matt.
All right. Guys, you've dealt with the media, obviously, your entire careers, national reporters, beat reporters. If and when you've had a problem with something that somebody wrote or said about you, what's the best way to go about handling it?
Well, they always told us the advice, we were given was if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all.
I remember watching the playoff series with Rasheed Wallace. Remember when he started saying no comment to everybody? I mean, I think that's kind of like a respectful way to do it, but also you can just, I don't know what happened between him and Russ. Maybe something happened early in Russ's career where he just has a thing for this guy or doesn't want to speak to this guy. That happens in life sometimes with relationships, but there's also another way to go about it by just saying something polite, like, just answer his question real quickly and move on to the next guy.
Right. It's curious, and it really draws more attention to the issue the way he's doing it now with next question, next question, next question.
Well, it definitely does, but on another token, the beat writer says it's been going on since January. And he admitted he probably doesn't like the way I ask questions. Well, if you want him to answer, you might want to ask your question a different.
But if you hear his questions, they're perfectly normal questions.
Hey, yeah, you got a point.
I don't know. There's nothing unusual about the questions. They're not pointed. They're not, they're not even critical questions. They're not loaded questions, right?
I think it might be deeper than the question.
Yeah. It may be. I don't know. It's a mystery. Mystery to be solved for the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight is Enes Kanter, who really killed them. Blazers continue to thrive in the absence of Yusuf Nurkic, who went down with that compound fracture at the end of the season. And Sunday, Kanter was exactly what they needed. 34 minutes, 20 points, and 18 boards. Booze, how much did the Thunder defensive priorities change as a result of Game 1 and what Kanter was able to do to them?
Yeah, but you look at what he's done for his career, 8 points and 5 rebounds. You couldn't predict what he did in Game 1. Obviously, one of the best things he does is offensive rebound. Does a great job of wedging right there. Has a nice left hand off the glass. Right here, pick and rolls right to the rim. He's by himself, gets the ball, finishes really quick. He does a great job of creating space down there. You see right here on the block, has a mismatch right here. He's got good footwork on that box. Quick spin to the baseline, reverse layup. I think it was right here. Shot clock is going down. Tries to get the ball to Dame. You know what? Let me go ahead and create something, show you more game. I got left hand, scoop shot off the glass at the buzzer. I think the thing about it is, big shout out to Neil O'Shea for getting that signing and bringing Kanter over there. Obviously, with Nurk going down, huge void in the middle of the paint. Kanter comes in, has a monster Game 1, 2018. I don't know if he can keep it up the whole series because now he's got everybody's attention.
Yeah.
Adams, I think, especially is going to take that challenge on personally, and Adams has done a very good job in the postseason, but huge lift for that team.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's always been a really productive offensive player. The questions have always been on the defensive end, but because Adams isn't the sort of, screen set roll lob guy that there are so many of around the league, maybe Kanter can stay on the floor a little longer in this series.
Yeah, his defensive presence in this series has to be felt on position. He just has to be in position, get in the way, use his big body, get between him and his man or him and the offensive player and just be a deterrent.
Yeah.
If he can do that and then rebound the ball as he did in Game 1, then he's going to be effective on the defense.
He did a passable job, just holding his ground, as you put it, in Game 1. See how Paul George responds after a couple of days to work on that shoulder a little bit. He said couldn't lift the shoulder, above here just a day or two prior to that Game 1. We'll see if he shoots a little better tonight in Game 2. Kyle Lowry hit as many shots as any of us in Game 1. Got to hit more than that. Got to hit something, right? Magic and Raptors coming up on TNT.